A later battle. Two men who had just ahead of us tried to make it back over the top. One toppled back into the trench with a shot in the head. The other, shot in the belly, could only crawl into it. We hunkered down on the floor to wait and smoked English cigarettes. From time to time, well-aimed rifle grenades came flying over. We were able to see them and take evasive action. The man with the wound in the belly, a very young lad, lay in amongst us, stretched out like a cat in the warm rays of the setting sun. He slipped into death with an almost childlike smile on his face. It was a sight that didn't oppress me, but left me with a fraternal feeling for the dying man. Even the groaning of his comrade gradually fell silent. He died in our midst, shuddering. It's that line there really caught me. Of he died in our midst, shuddering. And I think what catches you about it's because it's contrasted with the other one who died with an almost childlike smile on his face. And as I was thinking, when you see this much death, it's like, when they say the Eskimos have 1,000 words for snow because they're so familiar with snow. And these men were faced with so much death that they saw the varied faces of death and how different they are.
Dang, yeah.
And, one thing that I remember from some of the older Vietnam SEALs talking to me about guys that have been wounded. This is, in the 90s. So I had no idea anything about combat. And I remember, they were telling me, hey, sometimes guys get wounded, they get shot, and it doesn't faze them. And it's part of it's the physiology. Like, if you get shot in a certain place, it just doesn't do anything. You can drive on.
Yeah.
And then you'll have someone else get shot in a different place.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it blows their femur apart, or it hits their hip in such a way that they're just down and they're in agonizing pain. Whereas someone else may get shot on a through and through, meaning it just goes in one side and out the other, and it's almost like they don't even notice it.
Yeah. Because it happens so fast.
And it doesn't cause any traumatic damage. And then you have the psychological aspect, where some people, psychologically, they get hit and they're freaking out. Oh my God, I'm going to die. Right. And some other people are I got hit, just leave me alone. Hey, I got this. Right. Don't worry about me.
Mm-hmm. Ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah. So those are some situations that are just different. And then it's the same thing, obviously, when this guy sees death after death after death after death, he sees the variables and the various faces of death.